Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't tryna trade my time, yeah. Simply wanna show you what I'm worth, yeah. Daily I'ma stay on my grind. Have a little faith and go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm on grind like every day, 'cause I want everything. I can do anything. Check my resume. It's people against you. They see what you've been through. But look in the mirror, tap into your spirit. It's power within you. Like LinkedIn, I'm locked in, get the job done when I clock in. I weighed out my options, put the work in, that's action, no lacking, just stacking. Big dreams I'm attracting, no accidents, that's fate. Just go in and have a little faith. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead, I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head, I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't tryna trade my time, yeah. Simply wanna show you what I'm worth, yeah. Daily I'ma stay on my grind, yeah. Have a little faith and go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, now go nuts.
Hey there, I'm Trevor Houston, the creator of the Who You Know Summit, and I'd like to welcome you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
On our program, we'd like to show you the job search like you've never seen.
Everything from getting noticed by employers, how to properly format your resume, and how to network effectively using LinkedIn to drive recruiters to your profile.
We even take suggestions from our amazing community.
So if you want to learn all things job search, go ahead and subscribe now.
Focus! It's all about the job search. So if you want to learn how to land that next success, you heard them. All you got to do is subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on a thing.
Welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who you know?
Who you know can make all the difference in your job search. Welcome to the new episode. This week is a brand new week. We are missing somebody, and normally Trevor brings us in, our courageous leader, Trevor.
Yeah, fearless leader.
Yeah, fearless leader. Maybe we can call him that. But he's dealing with some stuff at home. He was feeling he had a little funk. So we'll miss Trevor. Keep him in your prayers. But
he'll be back next week.
But he'll be back next week. So let's start the show off right. Let's give some shout outs. Let's see who we got in the audience.
Who we got?
So, Foster, who you got?
First person I saw was Cat O'Toole. And Cat's been doing what we do a long time.
Yep, Cat O'Toole, Vicky Rose, let's see, Jim Ballard, Eric Krishner, Hope Mangita. You got to have hope. Hope stands for
Holly's
help other
us.
people every day. Holly's here.
Not Holly. Polly up in
Polly.
Chicago.
Yeah, Polly in Chicago. Hey,
Polly got a job. But Polly, you still got a job.
That is awesome. Cindy Copeland, Carrie Peterson, Uni Elder, my sweet lady Uni Elder is watching.
Uni.
Hey, Uni. Mike Mediterranean. I'm going to keep it real for Trevor. Mike Mediterranean.
Mike
welcome.
Mediterranean.
Thank you for keeping.
Mike Warner, too, is with us.
Yeah, keeping us on your radar. And Jason Hopper's here and Mike Warner. So, hey, we got a great audience. As always, get the word out by tagging other folks that you know that are in the search, other recruiters, hiring managers. Make sure that you're engaged here in the comments during the show as the audience, because we have had actually people get landed by commenting. And
special shout out. Hey, Coach Jen Sugarmeyer. Hey. Jen is like 6'1". It's absolutely wonderful.
All right, Jen. Well, let's start the show off right, as always, with a word of prayer. So if you would, please bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for the rain that we do need. Thank you for just all things new that you provide to us. We have a lot of people that are going through some tough times, and there are a lot of people that are discouraged in their job search, the things that they're dealing with in the day-to-day. It can be a grind, and it can be hard to keep sight of the big picture. And that picture is that you have a plan for us, and that you have, according to your will, good things in store for us. So help us to remember that. Just keep the listener audience and the viewer audience uplifted, whatever encouragement they need. Maybe it's just a connection, right? Maybe it's just a relationship that they need to reach out to and be encouraged by. Maybe the show. Help us to be able to encourage and uplift them and sustain them during their search. Give them what they need. Please speak through us to the audience. Help us in what we say to use discernment and give the people insights as to what they need for their search and what you're speaking to them. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 All right. So, as always, we have landings, and we have a special guest. And because Trevor's not here, somebody gets the extra money gun.
We got a lot of money today.
Yeah, let's go over our landings. Lots to be thankful for. We'll see. Money? Is that real money? So who do we have landed? We got Kaylor Davis. Congratulations, Kaylor Davis.
Kaylor's a recruiter. Yay, Kaylor.
Oh no. We got Nicole Fontaine Bardal.
All right.
Congratulations, Nicole. Let's see, we got Nick Brown. And a special congratulations, because I know he was getting discouraged, but it happened. Anthony Rodriguez. Congratulations, Anthony. Great to see that you've landed that director position.
We're making it rain.
Chandra Thomas, let's not forget Chandra.
Oh, Mark's out of money. I'm not.
Perfect timing, because Chandra got landed too. And congratulations. Cash flow. These people are back to their cash flow. So, as always, connect with those folks, listen to their story, what was effective, how they got landed, and look, ask if their company's still hiring. They might be looking for you still, right? They just hired them. That company might be looking for you. So, make sure that you connect with them. Foster, let's talk about the tip of the week. We got a good tip. So.
We got a good tip, guys. The BTNG, the Business Technology Networking Group, is having an event. It's going to be next Tuesday. Craig Bohall, I hope you're looking at me to make sure I'm getting this right. It's going to be next Tuesday. It's going to be 4 to 5:30. There are going to be 6 recruiters face-to-face there, guys from different companies and stuff. Y'all can come out and do the shake the babies and shake the hands and hug the babies. Kids, shake the baby. Look, y'all don't shake these babies.
Don't shake no babies. Don't shake no babies.
It's going to be at Las Colinas Country Club, you guys. So, hey, we might want to bring the 9-iron. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. But come out and meet 6 recruiters face-to-face. It's something that the Business Technology Networking Group has set up. And it is at Las Colinas Country Club, guys, from 4 to probably about 6:30. It goes to 5:30, but y'all know how we are. We don't know how to go home. We go to the country club and anyway. So We will have a good time, guys. And come out there. Let me see what else I'm missing. Okay, Tuesday, November the 4th, guys, 4 to 5:30. Anybody in business or technology or works with technology, well, how many folks is that?
Pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
Yep.
The cost is a big fat smile.
Free 99? Free 99, guys.
And you guys, connect with Craig 𝙆𝙆. I want you guys to get this. Craig 𝙆𝙆 is like my brother. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met in job search. Bohall is his last name. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys to spell Craig, because if you can't spell Craig, you might not do well in corporate America. So connect with Craig, guys. He is the fearless leader for the BTNG, and you will not regret having a relationship. You knew I was going to say that word, didn't you? You won't regret having a relationship with Craig 𝙆𝙆. Okay?
And that is next week.
That's
right?
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
The
next
9th.
Tuesday. All right. Well, hey guys, let's get back to the audience because we got some more people popping in here. So let's
see
give
who
some
we
more
got.
shout outs. Stephanie Serber. We got Mitch Jacobs
Stephanie.
over at the over at Jewish Family Services. We got Jerry Jones, the other Jerry Jones.
The other Jerry.
Good to see you, Jerry Jones.
The one, well, I won't say that. The popular Jerry Jones, yo.
Yes.
Job
He
search
sells our
partner.
Kirshner. As always, we want to know where you're watching from. So if you haven't already, rep your city. Let us know where you're watching from. And also what you are looking for. Hashtag what you are looking for. Let us know what you're looking for. So I also see Lisa Bennett. I see Christina Levine Farrell. Man, we got a bunch of people in here today. Great to see, and some names that we haven't seen in a little while. So good to see you.
Trying to get my technology to work over here, y'all, so I can see who's there.
Oh, we got Jerry Jones and Jeremy Jones. Hey, we got Jeremy. And Jeremy.
Jeremy, what's
Great
good?
to see you guys.
Jeremy.
Great to see you. So, and also, we haven't done this every show, but I want to hear how you guys are doing, right? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
1 being like, I don't even know if I can get out of bed today, to 10 being like, man, I just had the best interview, or maybe I got an offer. Let us know how you're doing, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we encourage you, that we uplift you, and that if you are not a 10, that's the goal. By the end of the show, let's get you back up to that 10.
Yeah.
So,
No, I see. Dina Kleinman's with us. Hey, she and Leora Gill are in Upper West Side in Manhattan. Did I say that right? Manhattan. You don't say Manhattan. You say Manhattan, right?
all right, well, why don't we do this? Let's, because we got 2 guests today, let's go ahead and cut to a commercial break, and we will be back with Kristi Meenan.
If anyone is out there and you're a realtor or you are looking to get your real estate license, it's a very low cost entry, $300 to take your real estate course online. Inexpensive compared to like a college. EXP is $150 to join, and it's like $84 a month. So relatively speaking, these are very inexpensive costs. If you are interested in that and you want to work with me as a realtor, I'd love to have you join my team, and you want to hear about the model, then go to join10xempire.com, and I do this opportunity call every Tuesday. Would love to answer your questions and tell you more about what I'm doing. If anyone out there is interested in working with me.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what we know is important, but
But who you know
will
make a difference in your job search. Mark, am I doing it right?
Yeah, no, it's you gotta.
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin. Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for engaging in the comments. I see you. We got a bunch of 10s, but there are some 4s, 5s, 6s in there. So
let's get that
up. We are going to hear from our special guest, Kristi Meenan. And Kristi was a struggling job seeker. She tried for over a year to land a job. How many of you kind of identify with that? Yeah. Any job, right? She applied for over 100 roles and landed only a few interviews, not one single offer out of those 100s, right? It's like, out of 100, right?
That's about this big.
Come on.
That can kind of get you down.
Yep. At a loss, she met with recruiters and resume writers to find out what she was doing wrong, and what she learned is going to blow you guys away. So, Kristi, big round of applause for Kristi. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here. Good to see you again, because we saw you at Video Marketing World.
Yes.
Not too long ago, just a couple weeks ago. Take us back. We want to hear about your story, and I think it really started culminating in 2016, right? You were at a position, maybe wasn't the right fit, and so you found yourself looking for a job. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing.
So I knew what my strong assets were. I was a great writer. I had experience in corporate training, in corporate communications, in marketing, and then with a journalism degree. And so I knew my sweet spots, and I thought, this will be easy. I know the value that I can bring employers, just put me into the spot and I will shine. I was convinced. So, I started applying, and I wasn't quite certain if I wanted to go the marketing route or the corporate communications route or the training route. So I decided that I was going to, because I wanted to get hired fast. Nobody likes to be unemployed. So I decided that I was going to put all of my experience, all of my talents, all of my expertise into one resume so that I could be anything to everybody.
Okay, so more of a broad-based stroke, right? As far as your resume goes.
Right.
You found yourself looking for the job, and it sounds like you didn't really have a clear direction, right? You were kind of being pulled in different directions. Well, I could do this, I could do this. Emotionally, what were you going through? How was it for you emotionally?
I didn't understand. Things weren't adding up. I had a degree, I had experience with big companies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'd been raised on the importance and the value of building relationships and networking and connections and introductions. So I had a strong network working for me, and I just felt like I have all the things. I should, why is nothing happening? I don't understand. It just didn't make sense.
Over time, we've learned, over the last 20 years, we've learned a certain way of doing things, a certain speed of doing things. What made sense then, but you got to remember, 20 years ago, guys, we didn't have all this technology that we got now.
Right.
So the technology has been, it's supposed to enhance what we were already doing. But what we did, guys, was get behind the technology, and we made a whole new world behind the technology. And it feels different because it's supposed to feel different. We're supposed to still hold on to those relationships, and the things that the technology was intended to support became what we did. And we're wondering why it feels different. We're wondering why we're having all these problems now.
Well, one of the things that I know, and you guys probably have seen as well, that technology, as good as it is and is an efficiency tool, it's really had almost an opposite effect, right? Because it's opened the door of opportunity to other geographical areas for, more information getting out about positions that you might not have heard of before. So I think in some cases it's extended the search, right?
Right.
So it really is the opposite effect. And let's talk about that, because in Coach's Corner this morning, we had some people talking about their frustrations because some of them had been in a job search. They have been for well past 12 months. Some are going on 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's not only about finding your job, which in some cases is your identity. Right? Part of your identity, the stresses that it causes at home, but also financially, right? Some people can't go that long financially without a job. So talk to us a little bit about that, because I know that, how things have impacted you financially.
Sure. So 2 things about that. When you've been unemployed for 6 months, we'll just say greater than 6 months, you're starting to begin to not be able to afford the basics. So there's a point in your job search where sometimes you do have to settle for something just to get by. So it's okay to settle, in my head, temporarily, not long term,
Right.
And so for job seekers out there that find themselves in that situation and that are having to settle for something just to get by, it's okay. But you have to be very intentional with your time. So time blocking. I talk to clients all the time about time blocking. If you're working a job that you don't love full time, then you need to block out some hours at night or on the weekend to continue with your job search efforts, because the right job is out there. It's just a matter of learning how to now balance what time you do have and be intentional with those hours that you do have.
Now, I know the audience wants to hear a dad directly. Well, dad joke, right?
Oh no.
They may not want to hear that dad joke, but
Rose.
We'll see. But for you personally, the financial toll and impact, how did that impact you? What did you go through?
My social life went from here to non-existent.
Okay, so you feel more isolated, right?
I felt more isolated, and not only that, but when I could no longer live my social life the way that I was used to. And so I had peers, colleagues, that didn't have any problem spending whatever it was, when I'm sitting there thinking I can barely afford to get a 7-Up at 7-Eleven,
I remember.
Yeah, so it's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough, but you have to stay focused on the course, remind yourself what's important, get smart with your budgets. There's plenty of resources online that can help you set up a budget. There's subscriptions out there that they can take a look at all your finances and renegotiate deals with providers like satellite radio providers, cable providers, all that kind of thing. You just have to get creative. Yeah.
And you have to be proactive.
And proactive.
Right? Because a lot of people out there, and if this is you and you identify with that, you're sitting there with your head in the sand, and, not that you're not concerned about it, right? I'm sure, all of us are concerned about keeping our bills paid and everything like that. But, the key is being proactive and communicating, because there is help that's out there. And especially right now, I think a lot of those institutions and, creditors or debtors or whatever, they're more receptive to working with people, right? Because of what they've just gone through.
Yeah, they have to be, because of the dynamics of what's going on in the world today. If they're not open to that, they're gonna suffer, and not even in the end, they're gonna suffer in the interim.
And can I say one other thing about that? When you are broke or near broke, you carry with you the broke mindset, and it's really hard to break out of that. And you need to not carry the broke mindset.
That's good.
Yeah, that is too, yeah.
I don't have one.
Okay, this one's for Kristi.
Get rid of the broke mindset, because as long as you continue to live in this broke mindset, it's going to be that much harder to get out of it. There are people out there that can help. There are resources out there that can help. And also, I want you to be mindful of what money you do have. If there's something that is going to help propel you in your job search, that is worth the investment.
That's worth the investment.
Right there, right?
I got one for that one. Kristi, that one went over there. You can use.
There you go. So we've talked about this, right? We've talked about the whole concept of, the search in finances and a career transition being a financial transition as well.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But a lot of people, I think, even though they may have heard it, they can't get their heads wrapped around, like, I make, $120,000 a year, I made $120,000 a year, I'm in the search, I'm cutting back, I don't have income, things are tight, I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to do that. And you're right, if there is something that's going to propel you to your next successful position, but it costs something, what is that saving you on the back end, right? Because every month that you're out of work at $120,000, you're losing $10,000 a month.
So I heard this just last night. For professionals, the idea is to allocate 1% on average of your income to your professional development a year. So if you're making $100,000, then you need to be dedicating $1,000 at least to your professional development. So you might use that as a guide. And then the other thing that I always talk to clients or anybody that's on the phone, consultations, what have you, LinkedIn Premium for job seekers. Can I have a mic drop for LinkedIn Premium for job seekers?
I got a mic for LinkedIn.
I got a mic drop for that.
Of course, I have to have LinkedIn.
And military, too.
And military,
Yeah.
So for LinkedIn Premium, there are so many things that are available through LinkedIn Premium. You can apply through jobs, obviously, but there's like there's interviewing tools, there's compensation guides. There's so much in there. And what's great about LinkedIn Premium is you get the first 30 days for free.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think if you're a veteran or active duty, you get a whole year for free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that military discount. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
That's great to know.
Wow.
now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Mark's Air Force, you guys.
So how did you get back? How did you get through that? What are some of the things that you did wrong, right?
So here's how I got through it.
Okay.
After a year failing, over 100 applications. I kid you not, over 100 applications, less than 5 interviews, and no offers. So like I said in the beginning, I felt about this big, and I had to say, okay, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I need to put the job search on hold. Of course, everybody's like, are you sure you want to do? Yes, I'm sure I want to do that because what I'm doing is not working. So I need to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? And I met with recruiters, I met with headhunters, I met with resume writers, and I just said, please enlighten me. Please tell me what I'm doing. And what I learned, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Job seekers do not know what they don't know. And what I learned blew me away. And it was very positive what I walked away with, because I felt now, all of a sudden, I felt armed with knowledge and I had a decision. Okay, now that I know what I know what I was doing wrong and know what I need to do more of and less of, do I go back to the job search and get hired? Or do I teach others what I learned?
Oh, servant leadership, huh?
It was an incredibly pivotal moment for me, because I thought, all right, I have a writing background, I have a marketing background. I love to write, I love to market. Now I have all of this knowledge that most job seekers are unaware of. How can I combine all of these things? And a friend of mine was saying, you need to sell your services. And I just kind of thought, you don't know what you don't know. And if I can coach you and teach you these things to speed up the job search process, now I'm doing what I love. I'm helping people, and I'm earning an income. And I'm no longer broke. So
and then you start to think, I wonder what God put me down here.
There is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind. I am in the right place with the right people, and to your point, servant leadership. I mean, it's so important.
The same thing happened to me. I realized one day, oh my goodness, I've been a recruiter for, we won't talk about how many years. I am the job father, so we won't talk about years. And all of a sudden, I did the same thing. Started helping people. How do you help people? Get people together. In my case, it was get people together in groups so they can have the experience that you talked about when you were meeting with people and all that stuff.
Now, you had talked about one of the things that you had done is revamp your resume,
Yes.
right? In this, was this before or after your aha moment as far as coaching and helping people making that pivot?
So the way that my resume looked before I knew what I learned, I was trying to be the jack of all trades. So I had my name, and then I had the headline, and the headline had 3 different roles that I could have been, and they're distinctly different. You know, it wasn't like they were similar at all. I could go this direction, or this direction. And what I thought was, this is going to help me because people are going to recognize me as, wow, she can do this and this and this. And instead, what I found out is recruiters were like, she doesn't know what she wants to do. She's very unclear. And so my resume went into the I don't know pile. Because I always talk to people and I say, okay, when a recruiter is looking at your resume, they look at it in less than 10 seconds and they decide, yes, it's worth looking deeper. No, it's not. Or I don't know, which might as well be
and
no.
2 of those go to file 13.
Exactly. And so what was happening was I was presenting as the jack of all trades, master of nothing, and that gets you nowhere. So that would be one of my pieces of advice, is decide what it is you want to do and focus on that and build your resume around that.
Okay, Kristi. I hate asking this question, but I know I've got to ask this question. We talked about the influx of technology and the secondary effects of job search, and it has shortened our desired resume length. So how long should our resume be, in Kristi's opinion?
I'm so glad you asked that. And the answer is, it depends.
I knew it. She should be a recruiter.
But here's the general guideline. Whatever you put on your resume, it needs to be relevant.
The other R word, you
relevant. That's my mic.
I got to get them. There's one. Throw it down there. Relevance.
So if you're fairly new into the job market, meaning you're a young professional, you're in school, you're fresh out of school, less than 3 years of experience, you probably don't have enough information to warrant going on to page 2. So it's fine to make it a 1-page resume. It's fine. But there is no benefit to shoving all of this information into 1 page just to fit that 1-page rule. If you've been 4 years or more in the market, if you have enough relevant experience to go onto page 2 or even page 3 in some situations, fine, so be it. Just make sure that everything that is on your resume is relevant.
Now, all right, so we got a good guide, at least a framework. Let's call it a framework for resume length.
Ooh, this
what
is
about
good. I
other
gotta get
components? What about like a cover letter? Do we need a cover letter? Like, if they're only looking at 10 seconds,
guess what? It depends.
It depends.
No, it doesn't necessarily. Well, it does really depend, actually. So, old school recruiters, they appreciate them. They require them. They appreciate them. They read them. They matter.
Okay.
New school recruiters, they don't care.
That's true.
They don't look at them at all. So when somebody says, do I need to do a resume? Do I need to do a cover letter? My answer is yes, do it. Don't overthink it.
If you see a job posting that asks for a cover letter,
you need it.
Yeah. Well, it's
period.
What I'm hearing is it's not going to necessarily hurt you.
Right.
Right? As long as it's done well.
Right.
But if not having one could hurt you. So you might as well have it.
And let me mention something else too. Along those lines, I have seen a growing trend for recruiters to put code words in postings that said, and it's Usually they're found at the end.
Okay.
And it says, by the way, if you've made it this far in this job posting, be sure to include the word who you know in the cover letter so that we know you read this.
Oh, and it's important. Guys, come on. How important it is for us to read the whole thing?
I mean, it takes, what, 10 extra
Come
seconds?
on, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Come on, son.
Jason Hopper, there it is, buddy.
All right, so you got your cover letter, you got your resume. I'm one of the job seekers you're helping, and I'm like, I can't get through the applicant tracking system. I can't, the ATS, the technology, the black hole.
Yeah.
Like, what else can you do at that point in time? Should you care, right, with the ATS and trying to play that game, if you will?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and here's why. So ATS has been around for a while. But currently, the last stat that I saw, and chime in, the last stat I saw was something like 92% of mid to large size companies are using some form of applicant tracking systems. So it's not a trend. It's not something that's just going to kind of quietly disappear. It's very important. And there's a lot of chatter out there on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Don't write your resume for the ATS. Well, you do need to be mindful of the ATS. The ATS works on keywords. Keywords are important, they're relevant, and they're pretty easy to incorporate into your resume where it makes sense.
Sure.
Guys, if we have to, and believe me, we have to use these things, the mandates that have been required on us HR departments and things like that over the years, we've got to keep up. They'd like for us to keep up with what we're doing, keep up with the candidates that are coming in. These ATS systems absolutely help us do that in a reportable format for the government.
All right, so follow-up question to the ATS. The ATS chews you up, spits you out. You're, sitting there like dog meat. You're feeling like dog meat. What do? Right? What can you do? What would you suggest at that point in time? Is it a dead opportunity?
There's a couple of things. So if you are using all the things to make sure that your resume is ATS compliant, ATS friendly, there are different strategies to tap into the job market. A resume obviously is the number one tool that you have. The cover letter, you got to have that as well. LinkedIn, you got to have that as well. Networking, you got to have that as well. But if you're not seeing the results that you would expect from your resume, then my question back to you would be, what are you doing to network? Like, does your immediate circle know that you're looking? Have you asked them for introductions?
1, 2.
And going back to mindset, there's a certain stigma attached to people that are unemployed.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but it's real. And I wish that would go away. And job seekers, I want you to hear me on this. Being unemployed is not anything to be embarrassed about.
No.
Shame should not be attached. All it means is that you're in between jobs, literally, So mindset, super important to have that right mindset. And ask your friends for introductions. Ask your colleagues, hey, I'm getting ready to embark on a job search. And here's the other thing is, don't just say, I need a job. Like set them up for success. Say, listen, I'm in between jobs. I'm looking for a blankety blank role in blankety blank industry. Like, give them that coaching so that you make it easy for them to say, you know what, I do know somebody over at American Airlines or wherever. You want to make it easy for them to help you.
I think that we don't hear that probably enough. The friends and I know people are letting their friends and family know. They're putting it on their LinkedIn or Facebook and updating their profiles perhaps. But I mean, you're right. I think that there's a lot of people out there that probably haven't gone far enough to tap into their natural network, right? Their warm network,
Right.
Which would be, you know, their friends and family. And, you know, it's a case of who do you think cares most about you enough to help?
And then empower them to help
And
you
empower
guys.
them, yes.
Because if Kristi needs help, Kristi's a nice lady. She bakes wonderful chocolate cake, and I got something and all this kind of stuff. That built a relationship, and I want to help Kristi. So, Kristi, how do I help you? Kristi, what type of job are you looking for? What type of companies interest you? This sort of thing. So, check this out, guys. Check this out, okay? Like that guy on that commercial says. Listen, if you're going to introduce Kristi, see what happens when you get, anyway. If you're going to introduce Kristi to Mark, don't you think it would help your reputation with Mark if you can tell Mark how to help Kristi, rather than Mark's like, okay, here's Kristi, she wants a job. Foster, wonderful you introduced me to Kristi, but Foster, don't introduce me to these people and not tell me what to do with them.
Mm-hmm. Man, I haven't said this in forever.
Say it.
I haven't said this in forever, but people love to help. People love to help as long as it's convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
right?
moving so fast.
And non-threatening, right? And non-threatening. So if you come at somebody and it's you know, maybe a little intense or could be threatening, like they're gonna, that wall is up. But if you make it easy for them, right, and tell them what you're looking for and help guide them, not just like, hey, I'm looking for a job. You know anybody that's hiring?
And here's the other thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Talking about making it easy. So there's a difference between making an introduction and making a recommendation.
Come on with it, girl.
Let's hear that. I've got to get my mic ready.
Get the mic ready.
So a lot of people are uncomfortable asking for help because they feel like, oh, that person doesn't know me, they're not going to recommend me. Well, don't ask for a recommendation then. Ask for an introduction. An introduction is easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Guys, in all actuality, how am I going to endorse you or recommend you if I don't know you?
Yep. Hey, I'm going to throw a mic up to that too, because, you know, a lot of people have that hesitation, right? That referral or recommendation hesitation.
Right.
And an introduction, and we've gotten into this,
Yeah,
right? We've
we
gotten
have.
into this about LinkedIn and like introducing people. And I think you're right. You painted that picture great, because there's a referral and a recommendation, and that's an endorsement. That is you putting yourself out there for them. An introduction is just like, hey, you guys should talk. And then it's up to them to decide whether they like each other or not, right?
Right.
That's a great point. That's a great, solid point. So, guys, we have had a ton of mic drops. We got to go to a commercial break. But before we do, let's ask a question to Kristi and to the audience, or have a question to the audience about Kristi. I should put it that way. And we have a giveaway. So, do you want to tell people what the giveaway is?
Sure. So I'm going to offer for our winner a 30-minute LinkedIn coaching session. So that will be very interactive. I can record it over Zoom so you have it to keep. And I'll teach you all the ins and outs of LinkedIn, things that you thought you knew, but you really don't.
All right. So, guys, what's a good question for the audience?
How many applications did Kristi go through?
Ooh, yeah.
How many did she apply for when she was looking for a job that took her a while to get and all that kind of stuff? Do you remember?
All right. Well, while we're getting those answers in, let's give some more shout outs here before we go to break. Gregory Burden, I see
Greg
two people
Burden.
popping. Greg Burden, Carol Brickell. Hey, Carol Brickell, I think is pronounced right. Brickell, yes.
Yeah.
John Foster.
All right, I like that last name, John.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Greg Burton, we got to talk. That's my fault, man. I hadn't called you. We got to talk. I want to talk to you about what's going on. We got to catch up.
We got Neil Anson. Hey, we saw you this morning, Neil. Great to see you here again. We also have, I think I called Carrie Peterson out, but good to see you, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie's back.
Let's see. Oh, man, we got answers popping in here already.
Oh, yeah,
so
they're coming.
See. All right, guys. And again, little disclaimer. This is what we see. So I know computer to laptop to phone, the comments come in sometimes a little bit different sequence. But the first one that I saw is Carol Brickell. Is that what you see?
Carol?
I see Carol Brickell.
Carol.
She said 100. Is that the answer?
It's over 100.
Over 100. All right.
Over 100?
Over 100.
Yeah.
So we'll give that to her, Carol. Congratulations. Guys, stick with us. Stay tuned. We will be right back after this break.
Hey, Trevor Houston here, and if you're looking for connections to opportunities, free seminars and workshops, to the knowledge and tools you need, and individualized one-on-one coaching for solid plans and solutions, Career and Financial Services is here for you, with a holistic approach to educate, empower, and guide you to achieve your desired future. Call today to learn more about how the coaches can assist you to reach your career and financial success.
You know you have something unique to offer your next employer, whether it's your experience or your work ethic or your passion or your personality. But how do you stand out from the crowd when you're stuck sending plain text emails that lack personality, lack humanity, and worst of all, look like every other email in the inbox? Job seekers just like you are discovering how easy it is to put their humanity back into their communication and back into their job search with BombBomb Video. Visit bombbomb.com to start a free trial today and rehumanize your job search.
So I joined the Who You Know Network a few months ago during my job search, just trying to find other avenues that could help me land a position, and I finally have done that. And I thank the Who You Know Network for that. It's a great group of people who are really willing to do whatever it takes to help you find a job.
Hello, Who You Know crew. Thank you so much. Just a quick shout out of gratitude to all of you for your help and support during the summit process and beyond. Feeling very accomplished based on the tools that you provided, the support.
I can't say enough about the Who You Know Network. Trevor and the guys were very instrumental in making sure that I got increased activity in my job search. Taught me a lot of tools and tricks, a bunch of other stuff that you'd think a guy like me who'd been in the recruiting business for a while would already know, but they've been very helpful and I would highly recommend them.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where
back.
What you know is important.
But y'all say it. Who ya know will make all the difference in your job search.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, Kristi. We just heard from Kristi. We have another special guest, though.
Yes.
We have another special guest. You guys will never guess who it is. So he is the founder of Search for You, Inc. that powers the Career Search Network. It powers it. He's got over 31 years of global talent acquisition expertise and management for companies such as IBM, Citigroup, Big Red, A.K.A. Verizon. And speaking of A.K.As, he is known as the Job Father. Welcome, everyone, Foster Williams. We're going to pick Foster's brain. Because, Foster, you don't talk enough. You don't talk enough on the show, so we're gonna hear more from you.
Keep your eyes on the Verizon. Oh my God, you remember that?
Well, in honor of the Job Father, we're going to dedicate the second half of the show to you, the second segment here. Take us back. What got you into the job search community? What the Career Search Network? Like, why are you here?
Well, you just said it. I've been a recruiter for a while, a couple of years. And guys, I was doing the same thing that I'm doing even when I had a job. Everybody that knew me knew that I was networking. Gail Houston, Rex 𝙒𝙤, a lot of us older recruiters.
You said it. You said, I didn't say it. You said it.
Okay, Rex, I said, Gail, I said that. Leslie Mason, I can't forget you, and Dennis Smith, and all my buddies, all the family. We always felt, we were all Christian people, and we always felt the spirit to pay it forward. Guys, we got this job. We know about all of this stuff, and there are a number of people that we can't hire, and we met and interviewed wonderful people during the time that we were recruiting, you know, and we wanted to help those people because we knew those people would be wonderful additions to somebody else's company. So we put together the old network. Gail, you remember this stuff? And we would share resumes of people that we were impressed with so that they could get jobs at other companies. And that really was where it started. So I've been doing this stuff my whole career, and now I made a whole career of doing it after my career.
As a matter of fact, I remember you saying, we did a spin-off of this, but you guys had a Pink Slips event.
We had a Pink Slip happy hour.
And you had mentioned Gail Houston, I think, at the time.
It was actually her idea.
Yeah, we did the spin-off Pink Slips at Tri-Tip a few years back, so we had that event. So, talent acquisition. Why talent acquisition? How did you get? I mean, did you grow up saying, "Hey, I want to be a recruiter"?
I didn't even know what a recruiter was when I graduated college. I went to 4 colleges, y'all, and my God, Foster. But you know, my personality ended up getting me most of my jobs. I don't think I was even qualified for most of my jobs, you know, but it ended up acting wonderfully, and it built what we have now. I didn't know that was going on, but guys, that's the God component. He knows what he's doing with our lives. We need to learn to let him do it. I knew I was going to.
You got a mic drop there.
I knew Kristi was going to drop a mic on that one.
Though.
So guys, you know, hey, if we do what our passion is, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Now, we've talked about some of this, right, with Kristi. 30 some odd years, what's changed that you've seen in the game of recruiting?
Okay. Well, Kristi was saying something a while ago, guys, that reminded me of this, and I can talk a lot. I didn't want to interrupt Kristi. So when I first started doing what I'm doing right now, let's just say 20 years ago, when we incorporated the network, guys, people were out of jobs for kind of like 3 months. Remember when people were out of jobs for 3 months and they thought something was wrong with them? Because, Foster, I've been out of a job for 3 months. As time progressed, that 3 months turned into 6 months, turned into 10, 12 months, you know, and sometimes, unfortunately, or fortunately, 2 or 3 years and for some people. But you know what? God's got a plan. We hear that all the time. So let's examine that, okay? These people that we thought would not get a job ended up getting a job. Or some of them, and I would say probably much as a 20 percentile of these folks started their own companies like what Kristi did. She had something that was boiling inside of her that needed to be birthed. And guess what? And they do that. And Rex 𝙒𝙤, I hope you're listening to me, man, because we talk about this all the time.
Job seekers, right? You've seen a lot of job seekers over the years in the network.
Love you guys.
What are they doing wrong? What's something that they're doing wrong?
There's a lot of things, guys, that are tools for us to use out there. Let's network, build relationships first. No. Second, Mark, that's a good one. Second, we pray first because God's controlling this thing whether you believe it or not. And then we build those relationships to help us find the Kristi Meenans of the world that can help us with certain questions that we have as to why this is happening, why that should happen, all of this sort of thing. And guys, now that we are COVID bound for a little while, we're going to get rid of COVID, but. And so, you know what? We're on Zoom, and it adds an element to it. It doesn't destroy anything. But when you are on Zoom and you're meeting, and our all across the United States, there are people listening right now that are part of the CSN Career Search Network groups that we have affiliated with all across the nation. And we're all learning how to zero in. How do I tell people what it is that I'm looking for? How do I do this? How do I do that? That's where we find out. We build those relationships to help us get to where we need to do so we can make that communication to companies and let them know, I'm the one that you need to hire, and this is why.
Okay, so that's what job seekers can focus on, maybe retool how you're approaching those relationships. What about companies? I know there's a whole laundry list here, but what are companies doing wrong as far as hiring goes? As far as, yeah.
Guys, we are...
in general. Let's not pick on it.
Yeah, let's just generalize this thing. We're all in it together, you guys. One thing that the problem with working for a company is that people work there. Okay, got that out of the way. Okay, guys. That's a joke. Wasn't a dad joke, wasn't Mark joke. But guys, we companies need to learn not to follow the technology, but to keep the human aspect. What does Trevor say all the time? We got to rehumanize this thing.
Rehumanize, yep.
Did we let the technology force the human aspect out, and we are still looking for those characteristics of humanality? Is that a word?
It's a word.
Humanality.
Okay.
It's a word.
Are we still looking for that in the people that we hire? If that's the case,
it's like Scrabble. I might have to look that one up.
Yeah, you might have to.
It's a word. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
So, all right, we see what the problem is. Let's talk strategy. What's maybe the most impactful thing, the most effective thing that you've seen job seekers do? What tool or strategy has been the most effective that you've seen?
The personality, show them your teeth. Guys, we've got to be, we can't be know-it-alls. We can be very good. We can have PhDs in what we do. We have to show that we have the basic skills for what they're looking for in most cases. I say in most cases because sometimes, guys, we're hired strictly on our personality. Part of my career, I admit it. But you know what? For the most part, we will identify those things that are relevant. Say it again, Kristi.
Relevant.
Yeah, there
you heard Kristi say it. Kristi's a professional. She knows what she's talking about. And guys, if we do that, we use these tools to be relevant. We use these tools to get them to know the person that they're hiring, and that person is amiable and is a team player and thinks of other people and cares about what's going on rather than just the mechanics of the job search. That's who's landing jobs, guys.
You know, that's a great point. Give me a mic.
Here,
I'm gonna drop that mic for Foster because look, Trevor actually has even talked about this, right? I mean, when you get called in, you submit your resume, it gets through whatever, technologies out there, ATS, whatever.
Yeah.
You get the interview, right? And you're going into the interview. At that point, they've already identified that you can do the job, right? Your qualifications on paper are, yes, we need to talk to this person because we think that they can do the job.
Yeah, that's half it, yeah.
When you get into the interview, and this is what Trevor has talked about, how much of a percentage do they like you?
Right.
Right? Is this person going to be a good fit culturally? Are they, high? Are they high on themselves, or they're just not a good cultural fit, or we don't like their personality, or we don't like the way that they blew their nose, or whatever the case may be, right? It's not about.
And on cultural fit, can I just interject for a second?
Yeah, please
and
do.
I've heard Trevor say it, and all of them say it, and it's so true. That interview, they're asking questions to learn more about you and your personality, your work ethic, your style, all of those things. You need to be asking those same questions. I mean, you need to be, I'm not going to say interviewing them, but you need to ask the questions to identify, is this company a good fit for you? Is this position a good fit for you? Do you like getting all suited up every day, or do you prefer a casual environment? Can you work in an open office concept, or do you need doors? You know, all these things are questions that you should be asking.
100%, 100%. Because look, a lot of times we get into the interview and we're in a scarcity mindset. We have fear creeping in, you know, in all sorts of different places. We have uncertainty and we're not confident maybe as we should be.
Right.
And you're right. We've got to interview them in a non-confrontational way, right? In a very polite way, but you have to decide and defer whether or not their culture is right for you. Yeah. And it's a seller's. No, excuse me. It's a buyer's market. All right. Like Casey Haston just came in before the show and said, you know, I asked her. I said, hey, how many clients do you have? Are they, you know, scrambling because they can't get people in on their own? And she's like, oh, we are busier than ever on the client side because these companies are looking for people. They're not able to get the right people in. And
the candidates it's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And you know what? As hard as the whole job search journey is for people, you want to make 150% sure that you're going to be happy there, because you do not want to be back in that same
You're not going to stay, guys. Y'all got a job you don't like. You're not.
Trust me, I know. Take the time, ask 2 or 3 questions. Come on. Ask those 2 or 3 questions to make sure that it's a good fit for you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is, I want to break something down for folks, and I know that you guys know this, but it's still good for Foster to go over it. We have a number of different, I guess you could say, career management organizations that are in the Career Search Network. Our groups, as we call them, South Lake Focus Group, Frisco Connect, Fort Worth Career Search Network. Those 3 and other groups that are in there across the nation, RUMC, I haven't forgot you guys. I was with y'all in Atlanta last week.
Yep.
So guys, check this out. These are the larger ones, generally the larger networking groups where you can find out where everything's going on. You meet people, you find out, hey, there's an IT networking group over here, there's HR folks over here, there's marketing people over here. Then there are the special interest groups. If you're in IT, y'all don't understand HR talk. And we HR people definitely look at each other like, what did he just say? If we're talking about IT stuff. And us aerospace guys, oh my God. You know, I love NASA, and there's many reasons why. But if I talk my NASA stuff, Mark's like, Foster, I was in the Air Force, and I still don't know what y'all talking about. So.
Well, that you know, we're getting down to time, and that actually brings up, you know, one of the last questions that we wanted to ask you. So
go ahead. You
know, with where you've come from and what you've done so far with, you know, which has been, you know, I think on both sides, a way to bless a lot of people. And look at how many lives you've touched. Like when you were in the hospital.
It was God. He just used this big mouth, y'all.
When you were on what we thought was your deathbed.
Yeah. I'm back now again.
Look at the response and outpouring of love that the community, the job seeker community, and alumni have shown you. So, what's next? That brings up the question. What's next? What's next for Foster?
I don't know. You guys answer that question.
God knows.
God knows.
Right.
Guys, I was a lowly recruiter. Over the years, he blessed me to be a leadership recruiter for Fortune 10. I was on TV, all sorts of things. Come on, y'all. I'm not the person to be on TV. Y'all know that. And so he's got a plan for all of this, because check this out. We didn't know anything about COVID. We didn't know that COVID was going to exist. We didn't know that COVID was going to be like a domino effect to affect job search and the job market and things. So there's a number of things that we still have to do. Does Foster know what but God does, and we, as we continue to go and morph into whatever we're morphing into, we will learn and we will adjust to those things. We'll talk to Kristi Meenan.
So, we had some mic drops for Foster as well. Foster has said that he is going to give some time to a winner in the audience for the mic drop moment. So let's ask a question to the audience, and that winner is going to get a session.
We will have a session. It will take as long as it needs. That's the same thing that Kristi offers, guys. Let's talk about your job search, what it looks like, what can we do to get you where you need to go. And if it takes an hour, it takes an hour. You know what? If it takes 2 hours, I'm having fun because I'm learning from you guys.
Hey, Foster's a busy guy.
Oh
How many people are trying to get on Foster's calendar? Man, that's huge. So,
sign me
all
up.
right. Yep. All right, so let's ask the audience a question real quick. All right, so how many years of global talent acquisition expertise did we say Foster had? Over how many years of experience did he have?
Type it in. Don't blast it out. No.
Oh, man, we already got answers coming in. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so... And while you're typing in, let's give some more shout-outs here. We got, Lori Oken is here. Man, we got Polly and Lori both up in Chicago, in Chi-Town.
Lori Oken.
Holding it down. Yep.
Mark didn't wear his Chicago Bears hat, I'm sure, for a reason, but he still likes the Bears.
All right, so I see the answer here, and the correct answer, we got a lot of answers in, but it is 31. Over 31 is what we said at the beginning of a Foster segment. So that winner goes to... You actually
got it, but we won't talk about that.
That answer goes to, the first one I saw here is Mike Mediterranean. Mike Mediterranean. Congratulations, Mike Mediterranean. So Carol Brickell with Kristi and Mike Mediterranean.
Nice.
A.K.A. Materian with Foster, guys.
And Mike, you got a job, so I really, really want to talk to you. We have a good time anyway, me and you buddies.
Well, and maybe he can refer somebody to you.
Oh, he already has done that, so let's refer more.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Hey, if we can get a close-up or a focus in on Kristi, if we can get a focus in on the camera on Kristi, guys.
Hi.
Take a screenshot right now of Kristi and post it, blow her LinkedIn up, tag her up, and get that word out there that she is helping you. She's helping job seekers, making an impact, making a difference. Guys.
Let's get you hired.
Yep. Thank you, Kristi. Thank you, Foster, for sharing some more of your story.
Absolutely.
Guys, that's the show.
Can't believe it.
I know. It's ours.
Too quick.
So,
a dad joke, though.
Oh, well, let me leave you with this thought. So, my son, Edison, he was telling corny jokes at school, and they were going to give him detention for it, but the punishment didn't fit the crime.
Oh, my God.
Did you get that? If you did, write it in the chat. I'm kidding.
All right, guys. And also, before you go, let us know how you're doing. We want to see these 10s coming in.
Yeah, y'all.
So, guys.
Honestly, y'all, keep praying, and God's got the thing for you. There's plenty of stuff out there.
That's right. That's the show. It's all about who ya know.
All right.
Trevor Houston here, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. We hope you've been inspired, encouraged, educated, and entertained all at the same time. For information on our different events, workshops, partners, or partnership opportunities available, check out whoyouknow.show for more details. And be on the lookout for our new mobile app. You never know how this show could help someone you know? And if we've made an impact or put a smile on your face today, don't forget to hit that share button on your way out. Until next week, it's all about who you know. Bye!
Oh. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps.